you feel completely lost with all the tuning stones, all the governing stones, elemental cores, shattered stones, pearls of warding, and on top of that, the living steel and all of the materials for Varshan? Don't worry, in this video I'm going to show you where you get everything and how you can do it in the best possible way with the most efficiency. And on top of that, I have a very easy to follow cheat sheet for your daily playtime during this video. Since hell tides are now completely permanent, well, except those last 5 minutes before the full hour, you can actually not reset your hell tide chests anymore. This means that you only have 2, or in Kyrgyzstan you have 3 living steel chests available to you. This means that we need to smash those out instantly as soon as the new hell tide becomes available. Thankfully, you can now see every chest on the map permanently. For example, the mystery chest is here and also the living steel chest is here. Now, our objective is to open 2 or 3, if you are in Kyrgyzstan, of the living steel chests instantly as soon as the fresh hell tide becomes available to you. Currently, the best way to do this is focusing on these high density zones in each hell tide and ignoring the events completely. In my experience, on average, they slow you down. If you really know which ones are gonna be lucrative for you, definitely do those, but for the average player, it's a very easy rule of thumb. If you just ignore them or only do the ones that cover a huge area, then you'll be successful. On top of that, there are a few hidden secrets in hell tides. Every time you are passing by one of the wretched souls that you can see on the screen right here that are glowing red, you need to click them because there's going to be, on average, at least 4 of the cinders in there, and this is going to up your cinders per minute or per hour while you keep killing monsters in the normal way. And there are also these red glowy boys, as I like to call them. The damned souls will also always function the exact same way, where you click them whenever they are glowing red to gain additional cinders. Ideally, there are mobs nearby which you just keep killing in the meantime while all the cinders are popping out. And when you're done opening the living steel chests, now's the time to open 2 of the 75 cinder chests that are marked on your hell tide area. These are gonna be the best bang for your buck in terms of cinder to living steel ratio. Now that should ideally take you around 25 minutes. This means we do have up to 35 minutes left until the new hell tide starts. And we are going to be bridging the time with the most efficient other thing that you can do in Season 3, namely Arcane Tremors. In this specific scenario, we are very lucky because we do have the Herald of Malphas Whisper, which is tied to the Braziers. In this case, you will run from Brazier to Brazier, open all of these, and actually get the reward for the whispers completed. While you're doing this, it's extremely important you are opening all the obelisks that are on the way between the braziers. These are going to reward you elemental cores that you need to open up the braziers in the first place. In these zones, you're also going to find whisper vaults, which are going to be extremely efficient if you pair them up with a nightmare dungeon sigil that is best for your level. Either you are going to run through those really quickly to get more tuning and governing stones while you're also completing the whispers, or you're also going to primarily target all the mobs which have a huge density in the nightmare vaults to level up your character primarily. And while you are running around in the tremors going from objective to objective, you will find these little diamonds here on the ground. Always click those because you're actually getting 1 more elemental core and a lot of loot with shattered stones whenever you click them for a very efficient time to reward ratio. After you open 1 obelisk, they are turning gray, which means they can't be opened anymore for quite some time. So you make sure that all of the ones that are in your current tremor are grayed out, and you can then start looking for your downtime activities. For the downtime activities, as I like to call them, you're going to have a look at your world map, and you will find the most important stuff very easily because, as you can see here, there is a lot of objectives in just one spot. And this would be exactly what you would be looking for. First and foremost, you would be looking for whispers in a hell tide, which is currently not the case. And then second priority, you would be looking for whispers in an arcane tremor. looking at this, my heart actually goes boom and dopamine levels are spiking because there is so much stuff that you can complete here. Imagine this would be a fresh tremor for you. So not only could you open up all the obelisks, you could also open up all the bracers, and on top of that, you would also complete all the objectives for the Tree of Whispers, stacking efficiency layer on top of efficiency layer on top of efficiency layer, basically skyrocketing your efficiency and completing multiple things at once. When you have done this for a couple of hours or even a couple of days, it's now time to convert your materials either into bossing materials and go for Gregor and Varshan, and then into Uber Duriel, or if you are looking for the uber unique governing and tuning stone, it is actually time to convert your elemental cores in the braziers to Igneous Cores to fight Uber Malphas. In yesterday's stream, we have found a very efficient way of doing this. In Harvester, you will find these two braziers right here, the Gelid and the Voltaic. And what you're going to do is you're going to announce that you are going to be doing braziers in the local chat, or you're going to group up with 3 friends, making it a party of 4, and then you're going to split up in 2 at the Voltaic brazier and 2 at the Gelid brazier. These Voltaic braziers spawn a Herald of Malphas at the end of the mini event, and these are going to drop Igneous Cores, which are going to get you entrance or are used as a key to enter Uber Malphas. Not only that, you're also getting a lot of tuning and governing stones, and on top of that, very important, you're also getting shattered stones. You are splitting up your party in 2 left and 2 right because this way you're actually getting the credit to all of the loot this way, because if all of them were at one place and some other people would be killing the stuff on the other brazier, you wouldn't get the credit or the loot for the other brazier. So it's really important to be split up in 2 and then from time to time just swap the braziers so you can actually pick up all the loot. If you have been following all the guidance during this video and also the little cheat sheet that I did for you in the Google Doc that will obviously be linked down in the description below, you will equally increase the number of materials that you have over the course of the time. And if you want, you can actually use this to, at the end of your day, convert all of the materials and start doing your bossing basically as a reward for the hard work that you did the session. In my opinion, just following the list from top to bottom and then starting at the top again is going to be the most efficient way for like 80% of the player base, because you don't actually have to think, what am I going to do next, and therefore lose a lot of time. As we all know, town is lava, and if you keep following the guide or the cheat sheet, then from top to bottom, you are going to be extremely efficient while you are increasing all of the materials available in Season 3 at the same time. When you're doing all of this, actually shattered stones become really valuable over the course of the time, because getting access to Uber Malphas is going to cost you quite a lot of those. Actually opening up one Uber Malphas is going to cost you 250 shattered stone on this corrupted altar, as you can see here, and on top of that 7 Igneous Cores that we were farming at the braziers. There is currently an option to trade in your shattered stones in a pack of 200 for one of these uncertain seneschal stone contracts. But the problem with this is you will actually get the stones fairly easily to level up your seneschal constructs abilities, or the tuning and governing stones, but there is not an easy way of accessing or acquiring 250 shattered stones for Uber Malphas. If you are currently still looking out for the unique Evernight and Genesis tuning stones, I would strongly advise to not do the conversion here at the jeweler, because you will actually run out of shattered stones that can be used to target farm those uniques by accessing Uber Malphas. So in this case, it would make much more sense to first target Uber Malphas to get those 2 tuning stones that are gonna increase your character's power by a lot. And only after you have found those, you can actually check up the jeweler and then fill out all of the remaining tuning and governing stones that you need to make all of these rank 10, because whenever you find one of them that is already level 10, they're instantly going to be changed to 100 shattered stone, which you can then use to level up all of the others by then turning in more of those into the Seneschal Stone caches. TLDR, go for Obermalphas to get the Evernight and Genesis tuning stones first and only then start maxing out all of the remaining governing and tuning stones by trading in your leftover Shattered Stone for the Seneschal Stone caches. The cheat sheet is going to be linked down in the description and also in the pinned comment below, and if you have any questions to the guide or the cheat sheet in general or want to be part of discovering all these secrets live, I suggest you check out the stream that is also pinned and in the description below. But more importantly, if you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and I'll see you next time.